LSU fans had the chance to get their minds off off-field issues and allegations here over the last several hours. Fortunately, as the Bayou Bengals defeat Arkansas 27-24, we got Lon Phillips Sullivan on the line from LSU Odyssey. Of course, lock it in here, Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football. Hit that bell for the notifications once you subscribe. That way, you know when we're going live. Lon, how you doing today?
Hey, we're doing good. Back to winning ways. How about you, Mark?
I'm doing good. Just trying to track as much college football as I possibly can today. As always, I checked in on this one a number of times. I wanted to see TJ Finley play a little bit, and I saw very little, but I got it on the DVR. So I will be catching up with this one a little bit later this week. Got a 27 for 42 day out of Finley.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and his numbers really don't even show his efficiency, in my opinion. We have it in our article we just posted. He threw for 15 first down passes, 15 first down completions, 7 on third down alone, 3 to Terrace Marshall, 2 to Keyshawn Butte. I think another one was to Jeray Jenkins. Another one was John Trey Kirkland. There was even a few that were actually called back. A touchdown pass to Ty Davis Price that was wrongfully called back. Ty made it to the ground in the end zone with the ball. Ground caused incompletion in some respects, but he actually held it the whole time. But they scratched that one off. TJ Finley should have had well over 300 yards on this day. He was so efficient, just splashing just right through the best secondary in the SEC, Arkansas. Leading, I think it was college football in interceptions and passes deflected coming into this game. I was really worried, but obviously the depletion due to COVID may have taken a few of those guys off the field for Arkansas, because there were some seams open for Finley, and whether or not they were missing personnel for Arkansas, I'm not sure. But Finley was slicing and dicing that secondary. Most of what we were doing with time of possession was outrageous. We had the ball for 21 minutes and 56 seconds out of the first 30 minutes. And LSU's defense were actually stepping up as well. While they did allow a touchdown drive of 3 plays, it was a huge, long bomb, as we're getting used to with LSU allowing. But other than that, LSU's defense did not allow a single drive to Arkansas over 4 plays in that first half. A great showing from the defense, complementing the offense, who were just wearing Arkansas down with so much time of possession. Ty Davis Price, the MVP, in my opinion, of the game, 24 carries, 104 yards, 1 catch, 9 yards. And as I said, the touchdown catch that they took off the board, he also had a big touchdown as well. Ty Davis Price was brilliant. He was smashing people. He was making some sick spin moves. I think there's 3 spin moves I counted. He would turn 3-yard gains for people like John Emery, or maybe even 2-yard losses for Chris Curry. Those would be 7-yard runs for Ty Davis Price. He was making some brilliant cuts, 22-yard gain as well on that brilliant cutback. Unbelievable day from Ty Davis Price. When he has had the ball more than 11 times, when he's touched the ball more than 11 times this year, he has eclipsed 100 yards, scored a touchdown, and LSU has won the game. There's a correlation there. Give Ty Davis Price the ball, remain patient with that running game, and mix it up.
Treylon Burks, one of the best wide receivers in the SEC, as you mentioned, hauled in that 65-yarder, and then they came back with Mike Woods, who had 4 catches for $140 for Arkansas. He had the 50-yarder that set up the game lead score. So you go down, let me do the math, 24-20.
Yeah.
And it's good to see a young quarterback who's pressed into a situation where he's got a lead, a drive for a touchdown, and he gets the job done.
That was shocking. I expected it at the same time, because LSU's offense we were playing so efficiently. There were 2 horrible holding calls that took around 60 to 70 yards off the field. 2 huge third down conversions that were just wiped right off the board due to holding calls from LSU's offense in that second half. Totally allowed Arkansas back in that game and allowed them to take the lead. But that touchdown, that game-sealing touchdown, was exquisite from TJ Finley. just gutty, great. Like, I just love what I'm seeing from Steve Ensminger when he calls drives for TJ Finley. I don't know why or where it went wrong against Auburn, but against South Carolina and today again, just methodical, just running it down Arkansas's throat at times, slicing and dicing in the passing game. You got Terrace Marshall making some brilliant catches. It was seven different receivers caught a pass of 9+ yards today from TJ Finley. 7 different receivers caught multiple passes from TJ Finley today. He was unbelievable. And a freshman going into that hostile environment with a lot of rain there in Arkansas. Arkansas's defense were playing them really lights out. But here's the thing: we wore them out. We forced them to make 102 total tackles to our 39. They near tripled our tackle total, and that might be like, ooh, yeah, look at how many tackles we got. We got 3 guys with double digits in the teens in tackles. We got a guy with 19 tackles. Well, that's good and all, but it actually wore you down and allowed us to win the game that we rightfully should have won with that type of time of possession, winning the turnover battle. Actually, no, I think we actually did lose the turnover battle there, or maybe it was tied with Terrace Marshall's fumble. We fumbled the ball 5 times, only lost that 1 fumble. So, yeah, maybe it is tied 1-1 with the turnover battle. But interestingly, Arkansas also outgained us on the day, 433 yards to 419, I believe it was. Really weird statistical game. But Felipe Franks diced us for 339, I think it was, 5 yards, just over our 4 yards, just over our average on the year. We just cannot stop the big play on defense. I don't know what's going on with that. It just continues to happen. But the defense, we allowed 0 third down conversions to Arkansas. Arkansas were 0 for 10 on third down. That was awesome from LSU's defense. Time and time again, they continued to get off the field and give TJ Finley the ball back. We should have scored way more points than we did. We ran over 78 plays with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter to go. 78 plays and only 20 points to show for it. It was really bizarre.
So, Lon, I was trying to add all this up because you said 102 tackles for Arkansas, 39 for LSU, and I verified that in the box score, and I'm trying to figure out a 27-24 game. How in the world does this possibly happen?
2020,
so man. What I can come up with is that, as you mentioned, looking at the Arkansas tackle totals, Grant Morgan with 19.
Yep.
Jalen Catalon with 16. Bumper Pool with 11. Miles Mason with 9, and on down the list. 102 tackles to 39, because obviously every play that's run, a guy gets tackled or gets credited with a tackle unless it's a touchdown. So the only thing I'm surmising here, and you just alluded to it, if Arkansas goes 0 for 10 on third downs, basically they're scoring all their points from big plays.
Yep.
They're scoring all their points. LSU's extending drives and converting third downs, and obviously they're on the field a lot more, and Arkansas keeps making tackles, but LSU keeps converting and running long drives. It's the only way to explain that number. It's crazy.
It's weird. And it's not the first time that the numbers have been just absolutely bizarre when you look at LSU's games. Because you're watching the games are one thing, but then you look at those numbers after the game, you're like, okay, I'm just curious. Let's see what happened here. It's like, what? Like, some of these games have been absolutely bizarre. I think it was against it was against Mississippi State. While Mississippi State threw for 623 yards, I think they ran for like 7 yards on us or something that game. Like, it was just weird numbers, 2020-esque vibes going on here, Mark. But hey, LSU needed this victory. This was a big win. I saw a lot of great angles, improved angles from LSU's defense in open space. Micah Baskerville fully replaced Damone Clark in the starting lineup for the first game, and he was fantastic. Constantly taking a great angle, spilling the Treylon. Trying to think of his name here.
Treylon Burks.
He's the running back for Arkansas. Treylon Smith, that's his name.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to call him Treylon Burks on accident. We held them to 11 rushes for 28 yards. Traylon Smith was constantly spilled wide by Micah Baskerville or Jacoby Stevens, finally taking great angles instead of allowing that penetration straight up the gut and then maybe 15, 20 yards down the field. We finally make the tackle. This was a game where we were making those tackles, after 2 or 3 yards, preventing it. We still allowed over 100 yards rushing, of course. That's just bound to happen, it seems. We still allowed 339 passing yards, still over 400 yards on the day. We were still outgained in total yards, but the thing is, 12 for 24, 12 for something around there. First downs for LSU, 0 of 10 first downs for Arkansas, and to me that tells the whole game right there. And the time of possession in the first half, that's everything as well. We just wore Arkansas down. Somehow they still had a chance to win this game, but Jay Ward, he comes on for an injured Derek Stingley. He just makes these 2 brilliant back-to-back plays. Jay Ward, he does a Blaine Bishop style dislodging of the ball. Remember Blaine Bishop for that safety from the Titans back in the day?
Yeah, absolutely.
He'd just come up and just blow people up and just always dislodge that ball, it felt, almost every game. That was a huge play on third down, forcing the field goal. It could have been an easier than a 44-yard try had Jay Ward not made that tackle, not made that pass defense. But then on the field goal try, the next play, Ali Gay, B.J. Ojolari, their big, tall arms are up in the middle, but it's Jay Ward peeling around that outside, just dives in and just gets a little swat of that ball, completely blocks the field goal, wins the game for LSU. Jay Ward comes up big. I have heard way too much, a lot of disgusting, disgraceful things aimed his way after Mississippi State. He was out there against Mississippi State injured, playing out for Derek Stingley, who was out, playing for a lot, because Cordell Flott could not, cover anybody out wide. Darren Evans couldn't cover anybody out wide. So they had to throw an injured Jay Ward out there who just had ankle surgery 2 weeks before. Here he is out there, and he's battling, and he's getting burned, and everyone is ripping on him on social media and all this. And he comes in this game and absolutely wins the game for LSU. Jay Ward, defensive MVP, hats off to you, number 5. What a hell of a game. What a way to recover. What a way to just ignore the noise and just kick some ass, take some names. What a way to rep the purple and gold, Jay.
LSU downs Arkansas 27-24. Next up for the Tigers at 3-3, number 5, Texas A&M. Lon Philip Sullivan on the line from LSU Odyssey. Check him out right there and the rest of the crew covering LSU football. Lon, we appreciate you jumping on board for some instant analysis